This just in. Superman weighs in on Bert Nerdy's sexual orientation. Tape at 11. And we're live, mother truckers. Hello. Well, I'm not. That's not the camera. That's my light. Welcome to the Crafty Boys. It's Wednesday night where we like to stream for a little while talking about beer. And tonight's victim is Riot Brewing. Yes. Apparently, I had a tweet that I was making, but apparently it's gone now. Did I send it out? I don't even know. Who's running this Joker place? But anyway, yeah. So this week is Riot Brewing, which is a brewery out of Chemainus, BC, which is over there on the island where
it is
only lamos live. And then the beer.
2/3 of this podcast.
This is the beer. It is called the Working Class Hero. It is a dark mild. Now, what is your read on what a dark mild is, boys?
Well, see, I'm interested in this beer. I find it very interesting. So it is a dark mild. So it's a dark beer. I understand, or I'm expecting it to have a mild flavor. It's unfiltered. It's only got an IBU rating of 14, so I'm not expecting anything bitter. But what is most surprising is the alcohol volume of 3.8%. So this is a very low alcohol beer that is made. It's almost like it presents as being like a session ale or something like that. But it's looks like craft beer in, like something that would appeal to a craft beer audience, in that it's dark and, something that isn't your average run of the mill thing. So I'm very interested to try this and see what's up with it.
Okay. Yep. I am ready because that's how I roll.
All right, Mr. Robot. Okay, and I should point out that this beer was a World Beer Cup Gold Award winner in 2018 for this particular style of beer. And I was actually looking at the World Beer Award winners for 2018.
And all of them are a sham! No?
No, actually. There was like beers from like all around the world that were being judged at this thing. So Working Class Hero Dark Mild from Riot Brewing won the gold in the English style mild ale. The silver was a Saddle Bronc Brown from a Blacktooth Brewing Company. I don't know where that's from. And the bronze actually went to the Black Tusk Ale from Whistler Brewing, which is interesting.
Have we covered the Black Tusk? I don't think we have.
No, we have not.
I've seen it somewhere.
Oh, I've seen it around plenty, but no, we've never done
it. Weird. Okay, mine is poured. It has a very nice head. It's got some decent lacing on it, which goes away very quickly.
Yeah,
and it smells.
Mine has no head.
It smells like Dave's career. I mean, it's epic. Tastes like beer. Oh wow, that's nice.
It is very mild. It doesn't have a lot of bite to it.
That does not kick you in the face.
No, it doesn't at all. But I think that's by design. It is meant to be something that's easy to drink after a hard day of work. And
after a hard day working out in the fields when you're breaking rocks like Arnold Schwarzenegger at the beginning of The Running Man.
Yeah. That was immediately what came to my mind. All right.
In fact, he was probably drinking this on set.
Dave, what are you thinking of this? I'm interested to hear Dave's opinion. From a guy who doesn't really like beers that kick you in the face with a lot of bite.
Yeah.
No, that's very true. But that's more like the IPA kick.
Yeah.
This. I don't think I would usually go for something like this.
No,
I think because I've learned, gotten used to stuff that does have more kick to it.
Right.
So I don't know. This one, it's not bad. Not bad at all. But I guess it's not a style I would usually go for. Put it that way.
why not? What kind of a beer non-lover are you, Dave?
Pretty hardcore.
This is
Yeah,
called the
I don't
working
know.
class-
It's
What is the full name? It's the working class
Hero.
hero. Thank you.
class hero. Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of like Dave, you know. This is not a beer style I would normally go for. You know, when I get a beer, I want something that's got a lot of flavor and a big kick to it, and this doesn't have it. But I can appreciate that that's not what they were going for. What they're going for is a mild, easy drinking beer that people can have on a regular basis after work, and have it be different enough from the mass-produced crap that it's going to appeal to the craft beer drinker. And I can appreciate that. And for what it is, it's excellent.
So, okay, question for you.
Yeah.
Do you honestly think that the typical craft drinker is gonna dig this particular beer? Because you and I have both basically given it this. Shane seems to be down with it.
I'm down with it because it's different enough. I mean, the thing is that it has a low IBU rating, which gives it the mildness. But what also helps with the mildness is it's only 3.8%. So it's not like it has a high alcohol content, which is going to, I mean, it's, I guess there's that balance between the alcohol, the amount of alcohol, and then the amount of hops used, and the amount of the different ingredients. But then when you have a beer that's got this complete and utter rewrite of what we here drink regularly, I mean, we tend to skew a lot to the IPA side of things, mainly because there's a vast majority of breweries in the craft sector that's what they make. They always have one. So we tend to skew that way because a lot of their other beers, in the craft sector, I don't see a lot of lagers. Like, I see some, but not everyone has one.
Exactly.
They tend to go IPA. They tend to go with like a bitter or an ESB. They go to the pale ale kind of side, but they tend to, I mean, again, lagers have to be made in a way that's, because it has to be brewed in colder temperatures. But I don't think a lot of breweries have that. A lot of newer breweries, like the small players, don't have the equipment to do that. A lot of the bigger players do. But, winter comes along and it gets colder, so maybe it's possible. I'm thinking about trying to make a lager this year because I think it might be interesting. But it has to be really cold. You can't, not really, it doesn't have to be like minus. It must be brewed at -10 or death. No, it's really more or less just a, I think it has to be brewed below 10 degrees. I think that's for lagers. I'd have to look that up again, but yeah, essentially there are particular restrictions based on how it's actually made. So
what I see from this beer is that craft beer is becoming almost like a white collar drink, where it appeals to not necessarily the upper class, but maybe sort of like the kind of guy who's maybe has a bit of a cushier job and everything, can spend the money.
Darling, we're
yeah, exactly, like Thurston Howell the third kind of
bales
thing.
Of money. Let's have a light beer.
This is a craft beer that can appeal to the blue collar types.
I can see that. I can totally see that. I mean, I'm just looking at their website about the different beers that they've actually got, and it is interesting to me that they seem to really for this particular line, like I think this is a seasonal. Is this
No, this is
seasonal?
part of their regular.
Okay,
stuff.
this is okay. So they seem to have this weird balance of their seasonal stuff is winning awards. A lot of them actually. Like here, the Vortex Robust Porter won the silver this year. But again, but then the rest of them. I mean, you're looking at this website. If you go to Riot's website, which of course is riotbrewing.com, you'll either have an aneurysm when you first get there, or you'll have some sort of reaction where you just keel over and die, because the artwork on the cans, the artwork from the brewery is actually quite astounding. Where the artwork for this beer is very different from these the lip slide lager, the Life Partners Pale Ale, and the Junk Punch IPA. That one we have to do. Yes. Simply because of the name, not because it's an IPA, but because of the name. There's no other reason other than that, because otherwise, forget it. But when you have an IPA that's brave enough to be named the Junk Punch,
yeah.
But I mean, then you have
let's talk about the artwork for a minute. So
yeah.
So I'm just looking up at their website right now, and under the artwork tab, they actually talk about the artwork and why they use this particular artwork. And basically the owners of the brewery, who are named Allie and Ralph, they wanted to infuse their backgrounds in craft beer, punk rock, and awesome. Skateboarding into every aspect of the brewery and its products. So they reached out to a beer branding agency for help. And they found an artist who could provide artwork with a counterculture credibility, and it was Jimbo Phillips. Jimbo Phillips is the son of Jim Phillips, who was the creator of all the artwork for iconic brand Santa Cruz skateboards in the 70s and 80s.
Really?
Yeah. So it's the son of that guy who is doing all the artwork for Riot Brewing.
I like that idea, because I just went there, Jimbo Phillips. But the best part is that you could see the way that the artwork was inspired. I just, for some reason, back in the 70s and the 80s, I picture some artist looking at his young kid going, "You will draw like this. If you don't, I will end you." I don't know why that's just sort of the feeling I get. I'm going to your birthright. We're going to give you spray can in the crib. But yeah, it's amazing artwork. I love it. I mean, I love everything about it. The fact that the Life Partners one are two praying mantises or manti, I don't know, mantises together, where everyone knows that if the male gets in there and doesn't get out fast enough, he's lunch. Which is really not really a cannibalistic thing in a way. I don't think it's just a way to make sure that his dead corpse continues to do its work without him trying to bugger off. But again, sometimes I guess they get away. I don't know why I know that, but documentaries are great. So I mean, and the artwork for the rest of their line, from their seasonals to a bunch of other ones. I just noticed here, by the way, that one of them is a Gladstone Brewing Company collaboration. I don't know if it's available anymore, but it looks like it was around at some point. But,
what one was that?
It looks like they were celebrating the 10th anniversary of one of their coffee beers. So they made a coffee lager called Breakfast of Champions.
Oh, yes.
Oh, wait, no. Oh, no, wait, no. Website fail. No. No, I clicked on one thing and it's not on the one that I want. Okay, there we go. Sorry, strike what I just said. It's called the 360 Grodzinski. I don't know what that means. But it was a 4% collaboration beer. Just spinning through oak smoked wheat beer is apparently a historical favorite in Finland.
Poland.
Sorry, why do I say Finland? I didn't mean Finland. It's Poland.
As in Helsinki, Sweden.
Looks good. I want to try it.
Eat it, Harvey. But anyway, yeah. So it doesn't say when that beer was done. There's no copyright notice on it of what year. Doesn't look like it, but who knows? Not important. But anyway, yeah. So I mean, but the artwork for all of these is it's so different from all the rest, and I wish they would do more like their three sort of, I guess, their primary line of beer.
Well, it can't be cheap. It can't be cheap to, commission this kind of stuff, right? I mean,
it's pretty detailed, isn't it?
It is. And I agree. We gotta do Junk Punch at some point.
Just for the name, it could be the worst beer on the planet, but you know what? Maybe not. It's probably gonna rock. But for someone to go, we're gonna make a beer and it's gonna be awesome, but we're gonna call it something really cool, Junk Punch, just because. There's no way that could not be awesome. I mean, if it sucks, I'll eat my hat if I had one. I'll eat Dave's hat because I know he wears them never.
Okay. I have one kicking around. I will happily donate it. That's that.
So as noted, Riot Brewing has won a ton of rewards here. So they won the bronze for the Breakfast of Champions coffee lager. Again in 2018, the gold went to a Gusto Crema from Georgetown Brewing Company. Man, that sounds good. And a Pablo Esco beer from Beechwood Barbecue and Brewing in Long Beach, California, I assume. Let me see if there's anything else here. Incidentally, I just want to point out here in the World Beer Cup in 2018, there is a whole crap ton of awards that went to BC breweries.
I'm curious, where were these? Where was this event held? Does it say?
Let me see about the competition. No, I'm not seeing where it says. But I mean, as I say, I mean, there was, winners, beers from all over the world. So in 2018, okay, so here's some information. The number of beers entered in 2018 was 8,234 from 2,515 breweries in 66 countries around the world.
Wow.
101 beer styles were in the competition. There were 295 judges from 33 different countries.
Wow.
So this is a huge event. And out of the 8,234 beers entered, I'm seeing a lot of winners from BC.
Wow. That's impressive.
It is. And I think it speaks to the quality of beer that we're seeing here in this province. Some of I'm just going to scroll through. I'm seeing Four Winds Brewing, Juxtapose won silver in the American Belgio style ale.
I remember liking Four Winds. Juxtapose.
Yeah, I did too. Let me just see here. I'm just trying not to miss anything.
Dave, quick, talk, fill the dead air.
Yes.
Alan's thinking again.
Blah, blah.
Fair 33 Acres went for their 33 Acres of Euphoria. That was a silver in the Belgian style triple. It's down in the States. Anyway, there was lots of them. I'm just kind of going through it here quickly. Steamworks has won. Whistler. So BC is very well represented at the World Beer Cup Awards, and that is fantastic.
That to me seems totally worth. Does that make any sense whatsoever? But it does. I mean, to me anyway. Sorry, not worth. It should make us proud, I guess.
Well, it should make those breweries proud.
Yeah, but being that, there's a whole bunch of them that are showing up that are from, our general vicinity region.
Mm-hmm. And they're winning awards.
So I don't know why Dave hasn't started his brewery. I mean, he keeps talking about it constantly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But,
I mean, everybody's getting bored with me just going on about it,
Constantly, every single podcast, man. I can't believe how much you talk about it.
So, Dave, what would you call your brewery?
Ooh.
I'm dying to hear this.
Okay, I'm not sure. The first thing that comes to mind is the boys' craft brewery.
Ooh.
That's the first thing I can come up with under pressure. So, yes, it's pretty weak, but there you go. There might be other options that would pop up.
I think it's actually quite good.
Yeah, what?
It doesn't sound as good as Riot Brewing Company, I have to admit.
Wow. They also didn't have to come up with their name inside of 30 seconds. So, I'm sure they spent more than that.
Come up with a name now and stick with it.
Yeah.
There's a lot riding on this.
Our lives.
I'm sure there is.
Our lives depend on it.
You know what? I'm sure nowadays that kind of shit matters way more than we even understand. Because if you come out with lame packaging and a ridiculous sounding name for your brewery, I think you can pretty much kiss your investment goodbye.
Oh, absolutely. The craft beer industry is more about marketing than it is about the beer.
That is true. I mean, that's like any company, right? I mean, there's 20 bazillion companies that make widgets. Whatever the product is, there's tons of people doing it. They just do it slightly differently. Some do it better, some do it worse. I don't think. I mean, the only brewery on the planet that I would say has my heart is Driftwood, and really only because of Fat Tug. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything else they make. I know they do make other beers, and I know I have had them, but I've never forgot. No one forgets their first Fat Tug. I mean, I really haven't. I mean, that is when I go to a place, in the back of my mind, I look around at what's being, what they have on offer, and in the back of my mind, I am thinking, is there at least a Fat Tug?
Where's the tug?
Anything else? Now, I mean,
I think you might have something there, Shane, because I, honest to God, remember my first one.
Yeah. I mean, if I were to flip that around and actually say, you know what, the worst, absolute worst, like I would feed it to people to kill them. Like, this is what I would give. I'm killing you with this. No, don't make me drink beer. No, you're going to die. It's going to happen. Would be the Florida Brewing Company's.
Oh, yeah.
Swamp. What is it called? The Swamp Ape IPA. It was the worst beer I have ever had. And I remember going to whatever the website is, Beer Advocate, I think. And it has a bunch of classic people talking about the beer, saying like, this totally sucks balls. Why? Like, I won't go there and read any right now because I totally I'd love to. But when a beer gets that amount of hate, I mean, there are some people on there that said, this is a really good thing. I'm like, you've never had really good beer. But it's like they were born to brew terrible beer. Now, that's the only beer I've had from them. They might make amazing other beers, and I'm willing to try them. But it's stuck out of my mind as like the worst thing I'd ever. I had a bottle. I think I finished about that much, like the neck, and maybe a little bit more, because I was thinking, I'm in Florida right now. I should be enjoying local cuisine and beer, and it'd be great. It's like, oh my God. So I ended up dumping the bottle because I was just like, I can't drink this. This is not.
Yikes.
This is not beer. This is punishment. Like, I'm being punished for something, and I don't know what I did, but I am sorry. I take back whatever the hell happened. I will make amends, but please don't make me drink this beer ever, ever, ever again. So, but I mean, there you go. There's the big differences on both sides. So
yeah.
Anyway,
the worst beer I ever had was actually at Beer Fest one year.
Really?
It may have been the year before the first year you went, Shane.
Okay.
And I don't remember what the brewery was. But it was an IPA that they had, and I got the IPA, and it was, I don't know if there was something wrong with the batch or what, but it was so watery tasting. Like, it had absolutely no bite at all, almost no flavor. It was, for an IPA, it was completely disgusting. I mean, Piper's Pale Ale has more bite to it than this, like way more bite.
Yikes.
I ended up dumping it. It was disgusting. It was gross.
Wow.
I don't remember what the brewery was. I think they were from the States.
Is it just me, or do the breweries that we run into that are brutal, are they the ones that are always from the US? I can't think of any bad beer that I've had from Canada, but again, I'm Canadian and I'm probably biased, so probably. Of course I am.
Well, you have to keep in mind the stuff from the States that we're getting up here, most of it anyway, is from craft breweries that are larger than the average craft brewery. They're large enough that they can ship their products this far. Whereas, like, say, some of the other ones, like one of my favorite breweries actually is from Seattle, and we can't get their product here anymore.
Which one?
It's Pike Brewing. I love Pike Brewing. They had this what was it, a Scotch ale called Kilt Lifter, and it was,
yeah, you've talked about that one.
It's incredible, and you can't get it here anymore because the laws changed, and it just got too expensive for them to import their stuff over the border, so you can't get it here anymore. And I'm really kind of choked about that. They used to come to Beer Fest every year, and they don't come anymore.
That's too bad.
Neither do any of the other American breweries. But
yeah, this year I did note that I don't think I saw one American brewery.
There hasn't been an American brewery at Beer Fest in, I think, about 3 years.
Oh, really?
I wonder if they've been keeping busy south of the border.
No, it's
entirely possible.
The liquor laws changed here around festivals and that kind of thing. And it is just too expensive and too much of a hassle for those breweries in the States to come up to Canada for these shows. So they don't come to any shows here. So we don't see Pike Brewing here anymore. We don't see Elysian. We don't see Hub. We don't see
Ninkasi.
Ninkasi never came up
No?
in years past. Rogue used to come up. They don't anymore.
Although the only reason I mentioned Ninkasi, and I know the Rogue name, is because they do still sell up here.
Yes, Rogue does. Rogue is a much larger brewery than Pike, though. Pike is in Seattle, and it wasn't that much of a thing to ship their products just, north of the border.
Right.
Rogue is a far bigger brewery located in Oregon, and
Okay.
so they have a much bigger reach.
Yes, our cohort doc goes to Rogue. He said every couple of weeks, like their actual tasting room. So,
oh yeah,
since he's sadly not here tonight, but he is, he's going to law school. What can you do? Oh my gosh, that beer is coming back to get me.
Mm-hmm.
So our final word on this beer is yes.
Great for what it is. It's easy drinking. It's perfect for to drink after a hard day's work. It doesn't have a lot of bite. It's not going to kick you in the face. And at 3.8% alcohol by volume, you're not going to be done, down for the count. You'll still be able to do stuff for the rest of the evening. It's win-win.
It's not a beer that's going to kick you in the face so hard that by the time you want to leave the restaurant and go to the movie, you won't be a slobbering idiot. We should rate all beer based on the level of slobbering idiot you'll become after having a couple.
Yes,
I think
the SI
is,
scale. Okay.
slobbering
it's
idiot
now a
level.
thing. The
Yeah.
SI scale.
The I scale.
SI scale. That's
The
what
I think this
now?
is a couple of. I think this one is maybe a half an SI. What do you think? Yeah, half
Yep.
an SI.
Oh, yeah.
What? Okay,
0.5?
so what we have to define the scale now. So you're talking half an SI. So is it like literally a scale of 0 to 1, Shane?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Why not?
Where Fat
Simple.
Tug, I think, is probably an SI scale of about 9.5.
Sure.
Oh, so that's well outside of any reasonable.
Yeah,
And
no,
we should also mention that welcome to Riot Brewing, to the Crafty Boys Club.
Oh yes, we haven't done Riot before. You're right. Because when you mentioned the beer, I thought I've heard of them. I'm glad we're doing
I'd seen their stuff for ages on the shelves. Because they've been, I mean, obviously Vancouver Island. They're probably more available to myself and Alan than Shane. Although I don't know what you had for selection, Shane.
This was the only beer they had. I did not. Did you see any others?
I saw a few other bottles. I can't remember the labels now, but there were a few others. Yeah.
Yeah. This one, the BC Liquor Store has only this one. I didn't go to them this time. I actually had to go to Crafty Boys, the Crafty Boys Liquor Store. No, I had to go to Brewery Creek, which had this one and only this one. Everyone else didn't seem to have it. So even Legacy didn't have it, which I was a bit surprised. They had it in their on their website, but they didn't have any of it.
So what's interesting, Shane, is you had mentioned that the BC Liquor Store only has this one in stock, and on their website, this is the only one they have in stock. So I went to a BC Liquor Store to get this, and they had other varieties of Riot Brewing stuff there.
Ah, man.
Even though it's not on the website. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
That's highly unusual for them, but again, what can you do? I mean, it's
just how it is.
Yeah.
We'll do Junk Punch at some point as soon as we can all get our hands on it.
Done and done. All right, boys. Well, as we have said before in the last few episodes, we are cutting our show in half for time because otherwise we just
People
keep talking.
say that we should.
Yeah, we're trying it out. We'll check. We'll see if we like it. I'm not sure if we do, but you never know. It's our show. We'll do what we want. But you can't tell us what to do, and I'm gonna pull it out, and then anyway. Hell, that was. I think that was like we got a beer bottle jammed in our eye. But anyway, thanks for coming, and thanks for checking us out. Make sure to do all the fancy social media things. Follow us around.
Do the stuff down there.
Whatever it says down there.
Yeah.
And we'll see you all next week with a brand new beer. We don't know what it is because it's who's pick, boys.
I actually have something that we can talk about once we hang up.
Okay, all right, cool. There's a secret beer coming. You never know. But Alan, as always,
I bet it's a Radler.